Captain's Log Supplemental.
Hey Jeremy, you know those race cars you're busy building?
Yeah, I do. I
You,
got one
you,
that I'm looking at every day.
you know what I don't see you working on?
You don't see me working on the amazing Sentinel system yet.
That's true. It would take all of 10 minutes for you to have one.
And it's very quick and easy to install.
It is. It is. And we could watch you when we are not at the race with you and see how you're doing. And then we can call you up when you get out of the car and tell you everything you did wrong.
And I love that because so many years I've been driving and not been able to see what I'm doing.
I know.
And now we can.
I know. You know what I'd like to do with the video? My most favorite thing is I take the video and I load it on YouTube and then I send it to my coach and say, look at 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Look at this one lap and tell me what I can do better. And every single time, you know what they say?
Everything.
Exactly. Precisely. So with the Sentinel system, you get instantaneous feedback plus useful feedback that unfortunately is accurate for my driving.
I think it's accurate for all of our driving.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's probably true. Yep. But you need to get one in your car, sir.
Yes, I do. And with the discount code that you're going to tell everybody, they can save 10% on this awesome system.
Yep. Trouble free. I haven't had an issue getting video every time we've gone out with the Sentinel. It's always worked. Can't say the same for some of the other systems we've tried. So I don't know. It's on the podcast notes down there. Don't do it while you're driving though. We like to have our listeners live. It's good.
Who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. And their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. And our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes and Training Podcast. I'm going to be one of the hosts for this episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
Miss Vicki, we have somebody as a guest who might as well be a host. He's on so often. He's raced with us. He did a thing a couple weeks ago.
He did a thing.
Did a thing.
He did a thing.
So this is the mental, the inside the mental mind of one of our teammates who may not, remember us back when, after what he did. He's like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been trying real hard. I've been putting out a lot of effort. I've been banging my head against this wall, banging my wall against this head, whichever. I'm tired of this. I really just want to win. You know what I got to do? I got to ditch those Garage Heroes in Training and upgrade and get some real teammates. And that's what he did. And he won. Welcome back to the podcast, Ryan Susca.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thompson champion.
So Ryan, let's start off exactly where you were. Where'd you go?
You were born at a very young age.
I went to 24 Hours of Lemons race at Thompson Motor Speedway in Connecticut. This is a little over a week now.
Yeah.
I went as an arrive and drive driver with Bavarian Cream Motorsports, although I've done now 3 races in a row with these guys, so I hope I'm a little bit more than an arrive and drive to these guys.
I think you're arrived and driven.
Had a really great run with him. I mean, I ran with him. Thompson last year was the first time, and I just had a complete fluke because my team kind of bailed on me, or the team that I was supposed to drive with bailed on me, and now we're here.
Oh, so Thompson is notorious for its weather.
For many things.
And it was glorious.
Right,
it
is the
glorious.
One weekend. What was the weather like outside? If anybody doesn't know Thompson,
it was in the 50s at night, so you actually needed a sweatshirt. We're like, what the heck is this? And it,
nobody brings a sweatshirt to
peaked
Thompson.
out in the low 80s.
Oh my gosh,
it was amazing.
So if anybody doesn't know Thompson in August, right? it is majority of the time it is miserable. It is so freaking hot. The air doesn't move, wickedly humid. That part of race prep while you're there and managing is just managing body temperature. It's pretty rough. And this was the one weekend that we didn't attend. It happened to be gorgeous weather.
That it did. That it did.
You can't pay for weather like that at Thompson.
Nope.
No, no, you can't. No, there was times that when we were at Thompson, I've actually seen other teammates showering themselves in the rain with a bar of soap. I saw them.
In the
I
parking
think
lot. Yeah.
I think it was the libertarians, the lementarians. So
Limitarians.
yeah, I think it was lementarians. So I mean that's really kind
I
of par for
wouldn't
the
put
course.
it past them. Yeah.
They're knuckleheads.
At least, they had clothes on in the
Yeah,
shower. I mean, in the rain shower. So,
yeah. So
Mr. Susca, this wasn't your first race.
Nope.
Care to guess how many you've done?
Oh, I know how many I've done.
Oh,
I know I've spent a lot of money and converted it into, burnt up tires and noise.
yeah.
Done 30 Lemons races now, 33 if you count AER and Champ or AER and Lucky Dog races.
That doesn't seem right. I thought I did more non-lemons with you than that already. We did AAR and we did
We did Lucky
CMP,
Dog at CMP. We did
a
AER at Pit
pit
Race,
race.
and that was it. And then I did
Yeah.
an AER run with Mr. Pete and his
Oh, okay.
Civic this year.
Okay. Yeah, it just seemed like you had more than that. So, 30 something races, tired of being held down by those garage heroes in training and your former teammates, and you decided to, excuse me, I'm going to use my Lemons airline miles and I'm going to upgrade and get some people who actually know how to drive. Job well done, sir.
Thank you. I won't say it's a fluke. It was a well-prepared car, but it is a pile of spare parts. It is
oh
that
my God.
car.
It's
That
a
car.
Franken car.
It's not even a Franken car. It is a car built on no money, built on other race teams' spare parts. These dudes got lucky. They've got a used diffs online diff from somebody. I think they got some used springs and they bought some Bilstein struts and shocks for it. Got some wheels off another team, got some unknown sway bars off another team, cobbled together their own diff cooler, and it's got a really nice exhaust on it, and that's about all the car has. It's nothing fancy, and it's just a bunch of FCP Euro parts for warranty stuff. It's crazy how little they have into the car and how dialed it was that weekend.
Well, as anybody who's competed in one knows, having a good car is only part of it. Having good drivers is only part of it. There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it. And we've only won. I mean, we're not at your level, Ryan. We've only won class victories and dress up victories and you screwed up victories. We haven't ever won overall. So, does it stay the same? Is it still just as Jeff Wakeman once put it, getting everything right is still only a lottery ticket?
Absolutely. We went out. We were second place on Sunday. Went out and it was slow and mellow. Ethan and
Hmm.
John up front,
Yep.
and we were going back and forth all night Saturday night and a little bit on Sunday morning. They were hemming and hawing about who they were sending out, and my team knew that, oh, we're gonna send Ryan out. I'm like, okay, like cool, great, I appreciate it. And Ethan finally said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." I'm like, "Well, good luck, man. Let's go have some fun, right? Because it's all gonna come down to luck, right?
Yeah.
That's all it's ever gonna be. One wreck, one bad move, and you're wiped out
Traffic,
for the weekend.
whatever. Yeah.
Traffic, whatever." Yeah, and unfortunately, they lost a hub about
Hmm.
an hour into the race,
Oh.
and they got it fixed, and they were back out in like no time. But I think they
Yeah.
finished in fifth or sixth place, something like that.
Yeah.
Still really good, but yeah, it was unfortunate. Him and I had the best battle I've ever had in my life. It was a race within a race, and it was really cool when you can push yourself that hard and you know the guy you're racing with and
Hmm.
you know that we're going to give each other the space to screw up a little bit
Hmm.
and not be upset if we, bump and tap and do a few little things here and there. No bumping and tapping actually happened, but we left nothing. We left nothing out on the track, and it was everything our cars had for about an hour. I passed him once, and then he got me back, and then stayed in front of me. But I was all over his rear bumper as long as I could be for an hour, and it was amazing.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Was it more exciting than when the trailing arm stuck into the ground going across the kink at CMP?
Well, I mean, it's a different level of exciting. One is like, oh my God, this is amazing. That was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good way to launch a car in the air very
Yeah.
high. So luckily we did not have that issue, but it could have been a whole lot worse. But
Mm.
so so you've raced with your own team. You've raced with a couple of your own teams, I guess would be the better way to put it. And
Yeah, I
you've
rebuilt my team twice. So
yeah,
yeah, three versions of my team.
yeah, and then
Right.
you raced with some idiots who have a podcast and talk a lot about racing, but don't really
Hmm.
do anything. Those guys. And then you raced with this team. So what have you learned? What has Obi-Wan learned over the years, being a champion of lemons overall, not even like a piece, the whole thing? What have you learned that you would look back on to young Ryan, or perhaps a friend of yours who says, "Hey, I want to get into this lemons racing. What do you think? What should I do?"
Oh man. Racing is extremely hard. Not just the racing and not just being at the event. It is a hard lifestyle to have. I mean, especially, for me, right? My first race was like 3 weeks before I got married. And then through having kids and home renovations and work, and it's a hard thing to keep up a hobby like racing. Um, to anyone, just be prepared. Like you're going to have to make sacrifices in your life. Like, you might not get to travel as often as you want, or you might not have, the nicest daily driver because you spend all of your money on your race car and things like that. Just know what is important to you. And if it is racing, understand that things are going to have to go by the wayside. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to pick and choose. Like, I try and almost put my kids in front of racing. I will admit, Thompson weekend, it was my son's birthday at the same time. I was racing when it was on my son's birthday, but we figured it
Yeah.
out. My wife came down with the kids, right? And we still had a
That's,
good time.
they got
Got
to
to do
see.
They got to see me race. We got to go do
Wow.
pizza and ice cream and mini golf and separate from the track. But it was a sacrifice I had to make because that race isn't all that often, and it just happened to line up with my son's birthday. Not everyone would pick that going that route in life. So you have to understand what your priorities are and stick to your guns is the biggest thing
Yeah.
I can tell anyone.
Yeah, balancing everything and trying to be you can try to be good at racing or you can try to be good at everything else, but trying to be good at both will suck you dry.
Yes.
It's just, I mean,
Commitment.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why I've had to rebuild my team twice is I've had, teammates they've taken the career route, right? That is the thing that defines them, their work, their career, and they couldn't put the time into the car. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I love you, I love racing with you, but if the work is the thing you're gonna pick, it's time for us to go different ways because there's a car here and there's other teammates that want to do this and you're kind of dragging us all down with you.
yeah. I think the one thing that I always count on because, we started this much older than you and most people actually, but the one thing I can count on, you know, not 100%, but high percentage is when the family starts, like especially when the kids are little. Racing is so hard. You need a rock, an undeniable rock, or a lunatic who also races to be,
Hmm.
your partner to even think about going to the track again. So there's
She's the
this little
former.
hole. Yeah,
She's the undeniable rock.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yep.
So let's see. Thompson, Uh, so there was a bunch of people who didn't go. I mean, obviously we didn't go, but they were never competing for overall anyway, so no loss there.
Yeah, it was surprising how many teams weren't there.
Yeah. Who
Really?
who were the overdogs for this weekend? Yeah, obviously slow and mellow for sure.
Slow and Mellow was up there. Interesting story. I'll take a little detour. So we go up to the judges, and Judge Janice and Judge Manny are there talking with us, and
Hmm.
Adam, one of the team guys on the team, is talking with them, and he's being coy, right? And they're asking, "Oh, how would you do? Oh, we did pretty well. We don't have a fuel cell, so we can't go as long as the teams that are typically in the top 10, and being kind of dumb." And they keep asking how well we did in the last race, and no, we did okay. Things could have been better, right? Had one penalty. And finally, they really leaned into us, like, "How'd you do?" "Oh, we got second in the last race."
Ah.
You didn't pull the one card I like to pull. It's like, you know, we don't come to limits to compete. I honestly don't even remember.
Yeah. So they go to us. They go to us. The whiners were tired of them winning.
Yep.
They got A6. Um, you guys, they gave them Bavarian cream.
Hmm.
We got Bavarian cream donuts from Donut Dip in Springfield, outside of Springfield, which is
Well
a good
done.
institution out there. So they were very happy with that bribe, and they said, "Whatever you do, you better make this race damn interesting," and gave us A0 and let us walk. So we were
Zero.
like, "Oh,
Wow.
okay." But we
Whoa.
definitely made the next day, the second day interesting for sure.
I was gonna say
It
that
was
A0
there was a
is
lot of
nice.
dicing in the top five, right? So it was Slow and Mellow was up there. Both of the Johnston's Motorsports
Hmm.
FRSs were up there. Um, Hit them with the Heim, like back and
Yep.
forth, and they ended up breaking
Yeah, I
on
saw them on
Sunday.
Saturday a lot.
Yep. Who else was up there? Man, I'm drawing a blank right now.
I can look it up, but what fun would that be? I hate looking stuff
Yeah,
up on the
what fun would
podcast.
that be? Um, yeah, it was a some usual suspects up there, but definitely some different guys up front this year again because there were. I mean, you guys for one, Lementarians weren't there with their cars. Um,
Three pedal was a one car.
Three pedal was running one car, no Cheaty's car, no Towley RX-7. The
That's
the the
that's
guys
one
with
beast of a
the
car that
Twisted
was
Metal
missing.
Integra, they weren't there. I've run with this guy Jim McGuire, and he's got the
I
glamping
wonder
S10.
why.
I don't. A lot of guys just didn't have cars together this year. I don't know. I don't know.
That
I mean,
gave you guys an edge.
there was only 96 cars, which is unheard of. Thompson's usually 115 plus at
Yeah,
that
it's
Hmm.
track.
usually 120 is kind of the
There was
lockout, right?
there was paddock space this year. We're like, wow, like we're getting like stretched out,
Wow.
like we aren't packed up around the garage. It's like this is weird.
Hmm.
Wow. So, could you take a deeper dive on the car that you were driving?
Sure, it was 90. Oh boy, I'm gonna get caught up on this one. 92 or 93, BMW 328. So E36. It's got
Hmm.
a OBD1 320 M52 motor in it with just a basic intake and a basic exhaust, nothing fancy. Big radiator because BMWs have crappy cooling systems. Um, stock manual transmission, upgraded diff with a diff cooler. Like I said, struts and springs, some unknown sway bars, and running 245 Contis on it. Other
Hmm.
than that, that's about it. It's done up to it's the old Listerine car from, oh man, is it the British Touring Car Series? What? It was a delivery from back in the early 90s, and it was a team that was infamous for it was drugs and something else that they were known for. So they
That
they
doesn't
they
narrow it
embrace
down back then.
yeah, I know, racing drugs, like it's they told me the whole story, and I've it's slipping my mind, but we had the our getup is the 90s Adidas windsuits, right? So the
Hmm.
pale greens and purples, and right, it's quite a look when
Yeah.
you go through tech.
So, did your vehicle perform? Was it butts and seats all the whole time, or
It
did you
was it
have
was
any
but
issues?
oh, it was butts and seats, and then Ryan had to drag out some work math. We were having
R-
we were having nothing but
No.
issues. Yeah, we were having nothing but issues with the diff cooler. So the diff cooler uses the factory fill and drain fittings, and you
Yeah.
replace the plugs with
Mhm.
just these they're supposed to be crush washer to AN fitting
Right.
Hmm.
adapters. They, they're a younger team. They're learning, right? There's a
Mhm.
certain pay to play, and they're like, well, we can get away with these O-ring style ones. Well, the O-rings don't like being
No,
crushed.
no.
They get crushed and then they split and then they start leaking. So Friday after practice, it is the whole bottom of the car is coated in gear oil. I'm like, oh
No.
no. Pulled it all
And
apart. There was like half a quart in a like a 2.5 quart system. Found some O-rings that we thought might work, slammed it all together, ran the race or Teflon taped the threads, slammed the
Hmm.
whole thing together, come down at the end of the race the next day, covered in oil all over the race. We're like, oh, it failed again. Crap. And it had
no.
again that same like half a quart. And we're like, oh my God, we're on the
And
verge of blow.
you just need a crush washer,
Well,
right?
you needed
The
a
fitting.
fitting that was made for a crush washer. This fitting was made for an O-ring. So
Oh.
they bought the fittings that were like $10. They needed to buy the $50 fittings
To
that
save
came with
money.
the O-rings. And they're like, yeah, okay, I see why you have to pay the money. Like it wasn't worth. So, anyways, so Saturday ends again. There's like barely any fluid in the thing. And you could just feel it's like nuclear level hot when it came off the track. I'm like, oh, this is good. So again, Teflon tape on the threads, new O-rings, and then we just coated the outsides of the fittings in as much Permatex as we could in an attempt to keep them sealed up.
It's only
I
5 hours, so that
it was
helps.
only we're like that. We're like, yeah, it's only 5 hours. It's got to make it. Um, and then I get out of the car midday. I ran like 2 hours 45 or so in the car on Sunday.
So
I
one
get
stop for Sunday.
one stop for Sunday.
Smart.
I get out of the car. We go to put Andrew in the car, and Adam looks underneath the car, and he's like, "It's wet all over,
Oh
wet all
no.
over."
Oh
He's like,
no.
he's like, it's I'm over the wall. I'm like dying because of the race I just ran, and he's
Yeah.
talking to me. He's like, "There's probably like a solid 15 drips on the ground in that 3 minutes," and I'm like,
That's not
"All
good.
right, let me take a drink." Okay, you're talking to a guy who specializes in oil and fuel for work. All right, so 30 drips is in a CC. You had 15 drips in 3 minutes. Let's do the math. Okay, let's factor in for uncertainty. So I did the math and I'm like, okay, so this says that in 5 hours we're gonna lose if I'm good, we're gonna lose like 4/10 of a quart or of a
Hmm.
quart.
Yep.
If I'm bad, we're gonna lose like 9/10 to maybe 1 quart if I'm that far off. And I'm like, and it's a 2.5 quart system. I think we're okay because Adam and Marcus were like, they were like this close to pulling the car in to trying to fill it. I'm like,
All you
guys,
have to do is fill it, right? But then you're
all you
dead.
have, you're dead, you're done, right? Because
Yeah.
you have to take the upper hose off the diff,
Yep.
you have to fill the diff, you have to put it back on, you have to reseal it. I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's going to be insanely hot, so you're not going to be able to touch it for 5 minutes. So I'm like,
Yep.
so we're done. If we come in, we're done. So I did the math and I said, trust the
Yeah.
math. I do this every day.
You
They're
did it
like,
the day before. I mean,
we did it the day before. They're like, yeah, okay, okay. So Andrew was already running, and we're like, we're not calling him in, right? No, 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 we're not calling him in. We're gonna sit there, fingers crossed for
screw
the
that
rest of the
guy.
race, and yeah,
He's coming in on the hook of shame or nothing.
because
That's
they
right.
were worried that the diff was going to just explode, and I'm like, well, it's not going to explode, right? The pinion bearing is going to get dry, and then it's going to start howling, and you're going to know something's starting to check out. It's not just going to be fine and then just lock up
Yeah.
and let go.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some indication. Luckily, pinion bearing stayed lubricated, and we won the race.
So how much juice did they have to put in it after the race?
They didn't even check. We threw it on the trailer and dragged
Didn't
it home.
care.
We didn't
Ah, there
care.
you go. We've
The
won
next morning, I
trophy.
got a
We don't
text
care.
message: correct fittings ordered.
Good plan. That's a good plan. Yeah. Some places in racing you can save money, and some places you should never save money. That's one. And safety is the other for sure.
Absolutely,
Don't don't
absolutely.
don't save money. Don't get pool noodles. Get
Mm,
get the real padding.
get the real stuff. Yes.
Yeah, because pool noodles aren't padding. They feel like padding until you're in an accident, and then it feels like a solid steel bar. And
Hmm.
and the bar wins, just in
Absolutely.
case anybody was curious. So let's see. So what made this race different? Was it circumstance? Was it the way you guys ripped it around the track? Was it driving? Was it the car? Was it, Was it kind of
Team
everything all
players not
together?
there.
I'll put
Top
it this
elite.
way. One of the other guys said we were a bunch of oddly shaped gears that all managed to fall into the right place, and everyone had a role, and everything just happened to work out.
Okay. All right. So you're retiring after this? You got your victory? You're good?
No, no,
No,
I'm
no.
currently trying to find a seat for
Yeah, but
Loudon. I don't have one right now because those guys don't run Loudon.
where are they located out of?
They're a little all over the place. Two are in Connecticut, one's up in Massachusetts, so I'm kind of in the middle of all of them. So that
They're
happens to work
that
out nicely.
Loudon's. I mean,
They,
it's
they
2 hours.
they're doing one of them's traveling, one of them's going to Germany for a couple weeks, so there's some race money, Another one just had a kid, so
Oh yeah.
time and money's
There's
limited.
there's
So
that.
yeah, there's that. So they're
Yeah.
they're they're a few years behind me in terms of the pain of racing.
Mm,
Adam's been racing about as long as I have. He was racing with another team and then formed this team. So he's fully experienced. So
that's awesome. It
yep.
it was we were very excited to see that you had won. We actually didn't know until late in the race who was on that team. So it was like, oh, look who it is. And then we saw your post after, and it's like, okay, time for a podcast. So, it doesn't take a whole lot for us to do a podcast, as you know.
No, no, it doesn't.
No, it's like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. We'll wing it. It'll be fun. It'll be fine.
But I do have to say, the 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 thanking of everyone on Facebook, I could tell by how the length and how it was like winning the Oscar. I like to thank, but I do have to say I could just tell that that was a long time coming for you.
Oh yeah.
Quite a long time.
Like I said, there were nights I was ready to give it up back in the 2021 time frame. I was
Not
very
not
close to
that
giving it
long
up.
ago. I
Yeah,
remember you were like, oh man, yeah.
I
So
was I
Yeah.
was ready to give it up, but
Yeah,
my
I
wife
remember
kept me going.
we
I
relied on
remember
you being stupid enough to keep going, Ryan. Don't worry. We never thought you were leaving.
yeah, I remember that your the one team that you had kind of blew up. Just in general, just kind of blew up.
Hmm.
And that kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's a definite kick in the teeth when it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like now what? Now what?
So do you have this internal drive to go win in the Miata now? Is that the scratch that needs to be itched? Or yeah, whatever. I
So
stayed up
the
way too late.
yeah, the as much as it pains me to admit it,
Hmm.
the Miata can never be competitive again in Lemons if it stays the way it is. The speed creep has just been too much
Hmm.
since that car was first built, right? I built that car in 2014 now. Had that car placed seventh at Thompson in 2017, 2016, one of those years. Um,
Yeah, that's the seventh then is not seventh now though.
seventh then is not seventh now by any means. Yeah, because it did an 11th, or did a 15th, did an 11th, and did a seventh at Thompson. It's that car is built for Thompson.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's just not. It can't hang with the BMWs down the front straightaways or even off the corners, right?
Yeah.
That car is built to be hurled into a corner at inappropriate speeds that
Hmm.
when you're running with the rookie crowds that we're running with, it's really hard to do that. Um, and
Yep.
and the judges kind of frown upon it. I mean, I get it, right? That's why there aren't that many competitive Miatas and Lemons anymore. I should say, there have been, but a lot of teams who do that are been politely asked to not come back or to refrain in that part of their driving. Um, because that's when you have a momentum car, that's how you have to drive it. And unless you have a field of drivers that are used to that, it's you know things are bound to happen. I can't tell you how many times I've rebuilt the front bumper on that car because of that.
Mm.
Plus you've got fuel duration issues, and if you make the car faster, you start to find other weak spots.
Yeah, that's I've talked with a couple guys out in the Midwest and out in California, and I think there's a magical combination to give that car a little more power and to
Yep,
put a
there
fuel
is.
cell in it
For
and to
sure.
make it more competitive, still keep the rest of the driveline
Hmm.
the same, keep the brakes the same.
Uh-huh.
It's just it's the cost to entry right now.
Uh-huh.
I've my team is I won't say completely rebuilt, but I've got a guy who was a previous Arrive and Drive. He's now decided to become a full-fledged team member. So we are actually slowly rebuilding the car. Bought an enclosed trailer late last year, and we've been going through that, getting it all ready, and now we've
Hmm.
switched gears to the car. So we got some new coilovers on it. We're redoing a lot of the body. We have an absolutely awesome idea for theming. I am not blowing it. I'm saving it till next year when the car is ready. Um, so we're just gonna kind of pick up where it is, make a couple little improvements, but it needs a motor and a fuel cell to be on the
Yeah.
podium.
And then, a little help from the judges because, they're not going to look upon a Miata that way and say,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's zero. No.
Well, there was a B class Miata this year.
Really?
There was the
1.4?
one yeah 1.6 Miata,
Oh, 1.6, sorry.
the 433 Richard Petty Racing Experience.
Okay.
uh Baby blue,
Hmm.
early gen Miata, just like mine. They were a B car, which is,
Wow.
I
Hmm.
think, with the speed creep, that's appropriate for
Yeah.
a Miata now. They're
Yeah,
a
you
solid
can
B
win B,
class
but you're
car.
not an A for sure.
You're not an A when you
Not
have
an A winner. You're win B, mid pack A kind of
yeah,
car.
you're
Yeah.
in a Miata, you're a solid top 25 car if
Yeah.
you got a good team and the car is well put together.
Yeah. But 25 doesn't win.
25 doesn't win races.
It
25
barely,
is fun.
it might not win B. I mean, it probably won't win B actually. So
No, I think the
it's
B
usually,
winner was seventh
yeah, I was going
this
to say
year.
usually top 10, maybe
Yes.
15 if it's weird.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's been C cars that have won in top 10.
Yeah, I mean that was, speaking of, luck, Pete Adams and his team, they were poised to win B, and then they got hit pretty hard by a C class car battling for,
No way.
God knows what position. He was coming around the outside and they hit him and blew out the whole right rear corner of the car. And
No.
he was like 45 minutes to the end of the race, leading by a couple laps and gone.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, that's
he's been
that's
trying
that
so hard with that focus.
that's that luck thing.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it sometimes. But, go for the go for the maybe and then see what happens. Roll the dice.
Yep. Roll the dice.
So, uh Vicky, before I switch to topics, do you have anything else on this race?
I am kind of curious what else you've seen out there, but I'm just curious about what I missed. Um, were there any good themes at this particular race?
I thought there were some pretty good NASCAR parodies I really enjoyed. There was a
Yeah.
team with a Thunderbird that did the old was it Sterling Marlin chorus, except it was Pours theme.
Oh, I saw
They,
that one.
that
Yeah.
was pretty good. The Richard Petty driving experience Miata, they did the whole ode to the Superbird with the big wing and the paint, and they did that pretty good. What else was there for theme? Some
Yep.
I'll say some not so much a theme, but just some Lemon's creativity. There was on Sunday, there was um a a tractor. No, it wasn't a tractor. It was a mini bike pulling a golf cart, pulling three Lemons cars,
Oh.
all with a Coast Guard conga line, pulling them all up to grid because the motors couldn't be
Yeah, you
running.
can't start the
I'm
engines,
like,
right?
that's Lemons in a nutshell right there. Like
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
for sure.
that was pretty cool.
well, thank you for updating me on what I missed because I did kind of miss the race.
Yeah, we did.
Well, it's a bummer you guys couldn't be there.
I know.
Yeah.
See what happens. We don't go, and the weather's perfect. We've missed two of these so far, and the weather's been spectacular. We go there, and it's like 99 degrees and 99% humidity.
Hmm.
Yep.
So anyway, so you mentioned you got an enclosed trailer. So given that we've already had a podcast on what to do with RVs and what to do with everything, what's Ryan doing with his trailer? I know you're not leaving it in an empty box.
No, no. So took it apart, cleaned it all up, stripped all of the contact paper off the inside, painted the whole interior, pulled the old roof vent out, moved that up towards the nose of it. So put the roof vent with the fan back in. In the original location, I put an AC unit off of a camper I stripped out. Put in a full 16-foot awning on the passenger side of it. Now
Okay.
I have a nice awning that folds out.
Hmm.
Um, it originally had a full DC system with a single plug to run some like overhead lights and like one outlet. Um, and it had solar panels. The solar panels got stolen when the previous owner had
What?
it. Yeah, someone stole solar panels off the roof of a trailer. That's impressive. Um, so because half that system was missing, I stripped it all out and put in a bigger battery. And in the process of stripping out that camper for the AC unit, I stripped the whole power system out of it. So I grabbed the whole AC/DC circuit panel, everything. So now it's got a 30 amp camper plug on it. So I have all the power to run the AC and a whole bunch of outlets inside. Um, and I have an AC to DC inverter and then a DC to AC inverter. So I can make power multiple ways. Uh, I added in tail jacks built into the floor so I can put them down and load the car without the trailer being attached to a truck, which
Oh, that's nice.
that's been
Yeah.
nice because the trailer now doubles as my car storage. So if my car's not taking up the garage,
Yep.
so I can load the trailer all, the trailer only gets hooked up to a truck a couple times a year, but it's storage year round. Let's see, what else did I do? I cleaned the whole roof off, descussified it. I did a whole silicone coating, a white silicone coating on the roof of it to help seal it back up because it started to have a couple leaks over the years.
Hmm.
That and to keep it cooler because in white instead of a black roof now. Um,
You had a black roof?
well, it was a one piece aluminum and it's just got that dark gray
Yeah, it's an
chalkiness to
oxidized
it
gray.
from
Yeah.
oxidized. So it could get pretty righteously hot in there.
Hmm.
Um, just going through it, making sure the bearings are all good, working on other little wiring sins that I'm fixing from previous owners and
Yeah, we're doing that too. Only we're not doing it because we don't know how to do it. We got somebody else doing it, but usual, usual
yep.
stuff. So are you going to have the drive up ramp thing so you can work on the car in the trailer with the car elevated, or you staying plainer?
So I got lucky with this one. The previous owner put pockets in the floor. So I've got four pockets that are like 6 by 3-ish. So the
Hmm.
floor panels lift up and they're about 18 inches deep. So all my spare parts store under the floor, under the car, which is really cool. So I don't know if I'm going to build those ramps just because like part of the ramp is to be able to store stuff underneath it. I
Yep.
don't need that now.
Yeah.
Um, that and it's a lightweight trailer. It's only a 7,000 pound trailer.
Okay.
Um,
So weights
so I have to,
matter. Weight
yeah,
matters.
weight matters. Luckily, I got
So
a light
so you're not
car.
going to go buy El Jefe from Jeremy then? Is that what you're saying?
No, 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 no. I was never planning on buying El Jefe. Never planning on buying El Jefe.
Rumor has it might be for sale. We don't know.
I know he's also talked about trying to go for a B class win in that truck.
He ha
So
he's
he talked
d
about
d
maybe me nicking him in New Hampshire. So I got to give him a call. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's good? What are we doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Jeremy in months. He's disappeared. Uh, but I don't know. He keeps going back and forth with I got to get rid of it and I got to win. So somewhere in between,
Yep.
probably end up. That's all right. So you got a new team, maybe. You got a arrive and drive team that seems to be working pretty well for you. What's your plans? You're going to try to do New Hampshire, and
Trying New
then
Hampshire. I think at least with my car, it's probably going to be like a one race a year car for right now until I
mhm,
get a larger, more serious team underneath me.
right,
You know, so it'll probably be two, maybe three arrive and drive drivers when we run it. If
nice.
it's just this guy Rish and I that are running it right, or crewing it right now. Um, we'll
So is
see.
that Thompson or is that Jersey or what are you thinking?
I mean, it kind of depends. If things keep going well with the Bavarian Cream guys and I keep running with them and they do their normal Jersey Thompson, maybe the
Oh,
Miata becomes a Loudon car.
listen to this guy.
We'll see.
If I win another overall with these guys, another, just one doesn't do it. That just
Who knows?
started.
Everyone's I It's nice to be wanted. I've been getting a lot of messages like, "Hey, you want to come run with me?" And I'm like, I can only afford to run with so many cars. So
Yes.
these
Is your car
people
up
who
to
have a
my
podcast every once in a
standards?
while
You know?
ask me to work on their junk and race with
Yes.
them. So
Yeah,
I may say yes. I don't
those
know.
those guys are crap. Stay away from those guys. They don't know what they're doing. Anyway, Miss Vicky,
Yes.
you didn't go to Thompson. Your friend won.
I
Are you the bad luck
know.
charm?
No, I don't think so. I just think he had a really great opportunity and
Mm-hmm.
he took it
Took it right to the
and he
clubhouse.
took it and he ran with it.
Took the
That was,
checker.
I know, that is so awesome. It
That
really
is.
is. I mean, it's been a long time coming, Ryan, you
Yeah.
know. And you are right when it comes to the amount of time that you can actually be on the track. You really got to make the punches work for you. And it sounded like you had a really good team this time.
Yep, that's for
No,
sure.
I know. They're a good group, nice group.
Oh yeah, awesome bunch of guys.
Oh,
So I let some of the background podcast crew that some people work with us a lot. I send them out and say, hey, we're having Ryan on, and sometimes they submit questions, and this question comes in from one of them, and I'm not gonna say who. The question is, uh, did you just decide to go win this because you saw that Lamino could, so you figured anybody can win one of these? That was did, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that was kind of it. So, future podcast guest again, Mr. Lamino. Is that what happened? You got motivated that you said, if Tom can win, what am I doing wrong?
Well, all myself and the guys are like, well, Tom's not going to be there. His car, he got screwed on
Tom wasn't
parts.
there
So we're like,
either.
no, Tom was there. He was running in the
He was
cosmonaut's
running the
car, but he wasn't
MR2,
running his own
Oh yeah.
because he was got screwed on parts. Um, overnight parts from Japan are, well, for him, overnight
not
parts from Bavaria
not
didn't.
overnight.
Yeah, they didn't. He got screwed on that affair. So we're like, well, Tom's not there to defend. And then we're like, wait a minute, there's only 96 cars. There's a whole bunch of good cars that aren't here. Like,
Yeah.
so
Like
you're saying
some
there's a
of the better
chance?
cars weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. That's not to take anything away from the win. A win is a win is a win. You beat
Yes.
what was there,
Oh
but
yeah.
Betty wasn't there. That car's a beast.
Hmm.
If they don't drink the entire weekend, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So 50-50 on that, but best. All right. So you're thinking New Hampshire maybe is the
Maybe if
goal.
I find me a seat. Yep.
Okay. So if anybody's looking for a driver who is one hell of a wrench, probably better engineer than wrench, honestly. If you just need something fixed, yeah, he can do that. But if you need something solved, that is where we really bother Ryan. I mean, honestly, we call him for just about everything, but you know, he only answers sometimes, which again proves how smart he is. That's amazing. I cannot even imagine what it would be like to win overall. I'm still, we're still looking for a B. We've gotten C a couple times, but we've never gotten B. B's hard. I think A is easier than B because
What?
you have to have the car that slots in there just perfect
Yeah.
so that it's going to flipped into A. But really, it's an A car. Just you get lucky with the judging or whatever. But
So, just for some of the listeners, what does winning overall mean?
What we have the least crappiest car? Is that what that means?
the bestest,
Yeah,
crappiest car.
But the
the
bestest
best is
crappiest car?
Yes, the
The
bestest,
most
fastest.
polished turd, I
Yes,
believe is what we had. Um
it's like the largest jumbo shrimp, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's the car that manages to run the longest, the least amount of black flags, least amount of breakdowns. You have clean pit stops. Everything is quick. Everything is kind of rehearsed, and nothing is left to chance. You check everything and check everything again and again and again. Make sure you're as ready as you possibly can be, and you go for it. You drive like hell.
Yeah,
Not so much that you break the car, but you drive like hell, and you
there
have
is
to
a
have
line.
a routine, right? our routine kind of, we got very, I'll say that is one thing that worked very much in our favor. Being a stock tanked car, right? We only have like 16 or 17 gallons of fuel on board. Um, we made the gamble of putting one of our, I won't say anchor, but one of our little slower driver, but also is very solid in traffic, which is what you want. We sent him out first. Um,
On Saturday.
yeah, on Saturday because we know his fuel burn rate would be a little bit lower than everyone else's. And with the yellow flags and everything, that really worked in our favor. He stretched the car over 3 hours
Wow.
of running it hard, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, he stretched it over 3 hours. So then we could run then we could run a two stop. Yeah, so we ran
Two stop, three stint.
we ran two stops, 3.5 stints. So what we ended up doing was we did a splash and go on the
Ah,
second guy. So I went in and I ran as reasonably hard as I could, dealt with yellows and everything. I got about 230 out of the car, running it
mm-hmm.
harder,
Mm-hmm.
with less yellows. And then Marcus was the last one, and he's the hot shoe. So we're like, we're gonna send the hot shoe in for the rest of the day, Saturday, and go clean house and go put laps in. Um, but he had to come in midway, so we were like looking for a full course, and a full course happened, and he came in, and we got him back out. Uh, we lost like a half a lap on
Wow.
the guys we were with because of the yellow, and we just splashed 6 gallons of fuel in it and sent them right back out because we didn't have to
Wow.
adjust belts or anything. So that worked out, and then we did the two stop on Sunday, and that's how we made it work.
Wow. So you only just had just the only issue you had was that diff.
Yeah, and luckily it only is an issue at night, right? We were able to patch it and limp it through and deal with it every night.
And the car performed better. I mean, other than that, the car was fine. You didn't have any issues with
Other than that,
it.
the
No,
car was flawless.
yeah. So what are some of the maintenance, I mean, just in general that you guys manage to do when you're in the evening for that? Just in
They
generals.
replacing brakes and rotors because the car gets about an event and a half or so out of front brakes. So we knew coming out of practice on Friday the front
Hmm.
brakes were going to be suspect for running the whole weekend. So we put new brakes on it going into Saturday, and then we actually swapped back to the old brakes for Sunday, just to finish wearing them out. But we knew they weren't going to make the 14 hours combined of the both days, so that we did things like that. Um, just nut and bolt check, played with tire
Yeah.
pressures as temperature was changing, checked fluids.
So with the brakes, is that the type of brakes you got, or is that just kind of like a standard practice for that particular vehicle?
It's a combination of the brakes they get. So they play the whole FCP
Oh,
lifetime warranty game.
ick.
So it's whatever's in the FCP catalog. So they've got what Zimmerman rotors and Hawk DTC 60s up front and DTC 30s out back.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the pads I would go with, but
Nope.
it's what's available.
Yeah,
Hmm.
They have a real high initial bite when they're cold, and they trash rotors.
they do trash
Um,
rotors. Yep.
so and even when they're hot, they don't like to modulate. Like I've always like ST43s. I always said you can basically dance on the pedal at the limit, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll let you play with it. The DTC 60s, they want nothing. They're like, you get the limit and nothing else, and don't you dare play around
Hmm.
when you're at the limit.
And the
Um,
rotors last forever with ST43s.
yeah,
Really?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. So, every team, I'm sorry, Bill, did you have a question?
I did. I want to know two things. It looks like you guys won this race after all of that racing by 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Hmm.
But I have a question. Why didn't you get 500 laps? You only got 499. I
I
wanted
know. We
I
were
wanted
like,
500.
we're so mad. We're like, just let us do one more.
So, every team runs their program a little differently. Most of them are this, things
Similar.
similars. But what were some of the ways that this particular team ran that made things work, or something that maybe you weren't like, oh, that's really kind of cool. How do you, or just everybody was just all in?
I mean, kind of being the arrive and drive driver, I help out where I can. I make suggestions where I can. I don't by any means force my opinions on anyone because the three of them are the team. That's their car. I'm
Yeah.
just here to drive. Um,
You're
and
humble that way.
I'm humble that way. I think. I think they're all just on the same page, right? They all knew what they wanted to do. They all drive fairly similarly. Some are faster than others. Um, they all had a common goal, and they all no, they were all friends before they built the car. So
Oh, okay.
they're all in tune with each other.
Right.
As far as how each other's thinks. I'd say the program is very similar to how I would run the car. So to me, it kind of felt natural to me, right? Except I wasn't the one leading the show.
Hmm.
Um, so it was just I brought my camper, a couple of them stayed with me. I cooked for the whole team. I wrenched on the car when they needed me to wrench. My
That's a
father
fair trade.
my father-in-law came with me, so he was our gas man all weekend long, helping out with pits, helping out with, just anything the car needed. So we just had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one thing I hate doing. It's getting dressed for pit stops, and the one place I hate doing it the most is Thompson. Although this weekend was different, but still,
Yep.
voluntarily wearing that sweatsuit. I mean, phew, man, that's
Oh.
it's not on my
Well,
list.
my father-in-law, to his credit, is a deputy firefighter in a volunteer company, so jumping in a sweatsuit is nothing unlike what he does on a daily basis,
Yeah,
responding to fire calls.
yeah, that
Wow.
probably helps. Not as
Yep.
much of a pansy as I am.
So I'm sure that Bill probably brought it up, but what does it look like now for you? What are you going to do now? Are you going to Disney?
Uh,
He's waiting for that sponsor check to go to Disney.
Yeah,
we
I'm
might
going
actually
to
be going to
Disney.
Disney next year, but that's a whole trying to turn a work trip into a family thing as well. No, like I said, I'm trying to find a seat for October. It'll probably be me still doing some arrive and drive, wherever I can get
Hmm.
seats and, trying to run my car at least one race a
Yeah.
year for the next year or two, and we'll kind of feel things out. My kids are still little, so I don't think I could ever get to the full. We were trying to run a four-race program as a team with my when my kids were little, and that was tough. And now they're getting
Hmm.
older and sports and art camp and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So got to figure out where that all wants to go. So I still want to race my car. Um, but the arrive and drive is nice because again, you can just go take my money. Um,
Yeah,
and all the prep work isn't there. You just got to trust
Yeah.
the people you're handing your money to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's there's advantages and disadvantages, and both of them can go terribly wrong, as I think we've all proven many times.
Oh yes, I've done arrive and drives where I ran the car for 10 minutes of practice and that was it.
Yeah,
The car
yeah.
Mhm.
blew up and they're like, "We didn't bring spares." Like, "You didn't bring spares? Like, you didn't think the car
What?
was gonna break?" They're like, "Yeah." And they decided, "Oh, we're gonna pack up the car and go fuck off to the Jersey Shore for the whole weekend." I'm like, "Ah, okay."
Yeah. Ah. It's not great.
I'd like to thank Ryan for not mentioning our name in that story, but that's fine.
No, it was you guys come prepared with parts.
Sometimes we don't have enough of them, but we bring a ton. We bring enough that you and Vicky say your trailer is too full. I know. Shut up. Don't bother me with logic. It's fine. So it's tough to draw the line on what to bring and what not to bring when you know it can break and you
Yep,
know how much effort you've put into the weekend and you know how much people have spent to put it into the weekend and you know everything else that's gone into the weekend. You hate to sit there and say, "Yeah, I got that part. It's back home." That I hate it.
that's what happened to poor Mr. Yuri. He
Yep.
snapped an axle on the Opal and I had to go all the way home to Pennsylvania Saturday to go pick it up to race on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, he really
Because
should have called.
it's not easy finding Opal parts.
No, no,
Yeah, the local flaps does not have Opel parts from the 70s, so
not
I
so
think that's
much.
still a 70s car.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
79, I think that is.
yeah. Sir, you saw, you conquered. Do we have to refer to you as a title now? Is it like Sir Ryan
No,
Susca? Is it,
no, 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 no.
is this the last podcast you're doing with us? You're looking at your IMSA drive or whatever,
Gonna leave us all behind.
That's right. Can we say we knew? Can we say it? Can
We're
we at least
moving
say
on.
we knew you when? You know.
There's no professional racing in this guy's future. That's for darn sure.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
welcome to the
Did
club, all three of us.
did we do the highlights and lowlights?
I would say we didn't, Miss Dear.
All right. What was your highlight of the weekend besides the win? We know the win.
Oh, that hour of racing with Ethan on Sunday. That was like
He can drive, and that car's fast.
Ethan can drive, that car can get down and boogie, and we just, like I said, we went at it. And I've never raced that hard for that long in my life. And
Wow.
got
And
out
had
of
the
the
car still
car.
running at the end, right?
Had the car still running. I got out of the car, and a little while later, him and his fiance come rolling up to me, and she's like, "You guys were so close. I was watching you on Race Monitor and on the live stream. Oh my God." And then Ethan and I just kind of looked at each other, and we were just completely drained, and we're like, "We got to do that again."
That's the thing. I need
Yeah.
one of those. I need a dose of one of those. I haven't had one of those in a while, so it's quite fun.
All right. What was your low light?
Ah, my low light.
Besides the
I don't
podcast,
know. I don't think that.
The low light was probably
doing math on pit lane.
no, the low light was Thursday night, setting up. We're getting the trailer all squared away. We get it all level, we get it all hooked up, fire up the generator. It runs for about 20 minutes and shits the bed. And we're like, oh no.
No,
This is
Suspicion.
the start. This is the start to this weekend. This is not good.
no.
So after about 2 hours of tearing it apart, we found out the low oil warning sensor died. And the hack is just to disconnect it, and then the thing runs. It's like, okay, cool. But I'm just like, oh, this is a bad omen. This is a bad omen.
Ryan,
This is going to be the start of this weekend.
you're just like you like know everything. I'm jelly.
So has the low oil pressure switch been replaced yet? Knowing you,
No.
okay,
No, I'm just going to check oil every 8 to 10 hours and keep running it.
run
The
it dry.
Harbor Freight generator, I've had it for like 7 years. It owes me nothing at this
No,
point.
that's true.
Uh,
But the last thing you want is it to die at Thompson next year when it's a bajillion degrees because it's got to make
I
up
was
for this year.
close to upgrading to I got a 3,500 watt one. I was this close to upgrading to the 5,000. I was like,
Yeah.
give me a reason to go drive to Harbor Freight tonight.
Miss Vicki was complaining that our generator wasn't doing what she wanted, so I upgraded. Boy, did I upgrade. And then she's like,
oh my God.
it's so big. I'm like, you said upgrade, I upgrade.
You didn't specify. You
Me
gave him an inch. He took a mile.
Make
He
it bigger.
did.
It's
He
bigger.
did. This thing could have like a pony. It looks like it's got a pony harness on it.
I can run the Ferris wheel. That's all I'm saying. I could run anything. You tell me what city you want powered. I got one. Goes through gas. Oh my God, does it go through gas? But that's okay. Keeps
I
the
haven't
lights on.
seen it in a while. Where is it?
Don't worry. Don't worry. The last time you didn't see something, you got that little orange Miata in the background. So don't worry about it. It's fine.
Newsflash, she's getting even a bigger one.
Yep. Don't be a big Miata now.
That's right.
Okay, so Ryan, I would say that when your low light for the weekend is on Thursday night, you had a good
That's
weekend,
not
man.
bad. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Take the Thursday night loss. It's fine. It's fine.
definitely.
Like, for sure.
Any day of the week.
100%. Sir, great job. Congratulations to you and your team or your Arrive and Drive team. Make sure you pass on our well wishes for them and
Will do.
tell them not to get used to this.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get A0 again. I'm guessing probably not.
I'm
But
thinking
I'm thinking A2 probably if I had to guess.
I was going 4, but
They're gonna be back with the, a little while from now, be like, "Do you remember when Ryan raced with us? Do you remember how?"
what happened? Because I've got a friend of ours who wants to go racing, but they don't want to go until they know they can win their first race. I'm like, you're not ever going to win your first
You're
race.
going to be dead and buried.
You're never gonna start. You're never gonna start. But I'm very competitive. I said, not if you go against these people. There are some crazy people out there with crazy cars. And I don't care what you do to prep, you are not winning your first race because you have no idea. And they're on the West Coast, so they get car counts too. They're like 130 car counts. Just do the math. There's 130 cars. What's your chances of winning if you're even with everybody? 1 in 130.
It's happened. There was a ringer. What was it? New Hampshire in like 2017 or 2018? Team
Oh,
out of no.
it can happen, but I'm not starting until I know I can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
No.
that team that came out of nowhere with that gray 240 SX, they just
Hmm.
had a bunch of hot shoes in the car, and we're all like, "Where'd these guys come from?" Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But even then, car breaks.
Yep.
How many
Even
first
then, the
time
car
cars?
breaks.
How
Even then,
many
there's an
first time
accident.
cars run in the top 10 and don't break for a whole weekend? Not many. I bet you I could get the statistician known as Eric Rude to run that. No, I can't. He's not going to do that. But I would bet it's very few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go have fun. Have a good time. Someday you can grow up and be like Ryan and win the overall.
After you beat, how'd you say it? After you beat the wall against your head
Yeah,
enough
that's
times and,
right.
sp and
That's
spent enough
right.
money, you finally win too.
I beat my wall against the head. Yep. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not tired at all. Well, allergies don't affect me. Oh, my daughter came up with this great thing. She's like, I don't believe in allergies. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's gonna work well. Good luck with that, my dear. Anyway, Ryan, congratulations on the victory. Well earned, well fought
Thank you.
for, well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated.
That's amazing. You know how long it's gonna be before we do one of these podcasts where we win, Miss Vicky?
Uh, Maybe next year.
Okay. Anyway, apparently Miss Vicky has already gone off to La La Land and is dreaming a sleepful
I
dream right
don't
now.
know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan. It was great talking to you, and we wanted to make sure we celebrated with you, and it's amazing. Even
It
though we
is
weren't there,
amazing.
that was like I didn't feel like I wanted to be there until I saw that happen. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to be there, but
Yeah,
Thank you.
no
we got
worries.
anchored.
Nice job,
So
Ryan. Thanks.
nice job, Brian.